Hello, and thank you for joining the session. Today we're going to continue working on our chatbot. We still have some things that we need to work on the back end that we're not going to look at today, but they are here so that I remember to do them. I did have a conversation with Supernova from the Discord chat and tried to get some more information about Fergie on how to do disconnection stuff. So not really sure how we're going to handle that yet, but it looks like it might not be too bad. So we will get around to that eventually. We have just created a session chat messages endpoint. So I'm going to pull that up real quick here. I think that was, here we go. Here we go. So this gives us our next page token and a has next value, which is working pretty well. Here we're actually, see, I don't think I have a count. Maybe I could add a count to this as well. But essentially everything fit within this one payload, so we don't have a next. But then we can continue polling based on this. I'm going to do next page token. There we go. So now it has no next. We have a new next page token, and then we can now poll on this value. And we should keep getting nothing until something comes through. And it looks like it's possible there will be a chat the next time I poll. So let's do this again. As I see in the UI, at least, we have, well, in the live UI, we have something. Let me see if something here is not running correctly. The message is working. Yeah, we should have this value. Oh, I'm looking at a specific session ID. So if I change this session ID to whatever the current session is, let me see if I can find that out. There is a problem that I'm having, which is a little unfortunate. So we'll probably have to take a look at that first, but I just want to make sure this is working. We go to the admin, projects, just need the session ID, 83. So the one that has good information in it is 81. If I go to 83, here we go. So now we see that we were given just one entry. So this was Supernova on Twitch. Came in and said something. If I reload this now with next page token, it should be empty. And then we would continue doing this until such time as it has new data. And that's sort of how the polling is going to work on this. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. The thing I'm not happy about is the fact that we seem to be getting some sort of error. I'm using something called Sentry, and what it's doing is tracking the live site. So this is actually the public version. So if I go here, yeah, so this is the live version. So it seems to be tracking everything correctly. It's getting chat messages the first time around. What's happening though is that at some point in here, it stops giving us valid values. So here, says next, so chat messages, had this first message, and somewhere in here, it stops giving us, I want to see where the transition happens. Because eventually it stops giving us actual positive responses, and I get a 500 error here. So we are going to have to go back to that because I want to make sure that that's working. It seems to be fine now, though. The only thing that I was thinking is that it was possible that my iPad has an old cached version of the code. All right. Anyway, so if it looks like I'm not getting messages and you're saying something, I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just that the chat seems to be having a little bit of issues here. Let's see if I reload. 110 events. So they are still coming in. And the problem is that we're expecting this to be a string. So what we could do is maybe find some defensive coding things to do here. Let's do argument 1 passed. Let's type integer or null. A string is given. So let's go see what we can find out about this code. So let's go into, let's see here, continuation token. There we go. And what's happening is we're decoding this value. Somehow we're ending up passing a string. So let's see what we got. So this part's 1. I wonder if this could potentially be, if it's a value. Let's see if we're still getting messages, or if you know, it might actually have just been a cache issue. How do we flush cache iOS? Persistent DNS cache, no. All right, let's check back again later and see if this number keeps going up. Because if it keeps going up later, we'll know that it's still having an issue. But right now, I can't see that we're getting any issues locally. And the error was failing in such a way that I wouldn't know from the UI if it was actually giving us some problems. So I'm going to open up the other chat clients just to have them as a backup. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go back now to the list. So we know that we have has next. So that's one of the things that we have with our session polling. We're going to want to, the way that we did it on the admin side was pretty simple. We didn't do anything complicated with it, like storing it for later. When we get a message, we convert it to the DOM version of it and append it to the messages container. So it was very straight ahead. As messages come in, we just post them. So I'm going to go ahead and post something now. So what happens here is the bot actually gets this, it comes back up all the way to JavaScript, and then it just gets put straight on the DOM. The system that we want to build for the actual episodes, so if I go to this page right here, what I want to happen is real time. So there's going to be a couple of use cases. If somebody goes to this page right now during this session, I want the chat information to show up on the screen, and I want it to come in real time like it does on our admin interface. So I want it to actually come in real time. After the fact, after the recording is finished, what I wanted to do is replay the chat stream based on the location on the video. So if I go to an older episode, I'm going to do it on the production site because that actually has videos. So if I go to, say, episode 15, well, here we go. If I go to this episode and, ooh, oh, oh, I wonder if how long that's been happening actually. Well, that's a fun bug. Huh. Well, that is a bummer. So I know that wasn't always the case. Wow. got to be kidding me. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so Supernova is saying it might explain some low site viewership. This is so I did notice something new. Um, I don't want to join. They changed the login screen here. That's weird. Wow. I know I've seen people get it because there's people watching it. I don't think it's me. Maybe it's me. Oh boy. And nobody has bothered to report this. Oh, this is what I was thinking. Your account is flagged by our automatic filtering. Fire on my system. Are you looking to get the account reinstated? I thought this might have been it. Because I just noticed. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Please submit a form below. Do you share an account with anyone else? No. Do you use a VPN? No. Please briefly describe the purpose of your Vimeo account. So anyway, this is good times, I'll tell you what. So when I fired up the bot earlier and the stream started, it's filtered out now. I did notice that the creation event for the Vimeo resource failed, and it said that the title had triggered some spam filter of some sort. And I don't know why that would have been. Implementing syncing chat with video playback. So I don't know if they have just not been liking what I've been doing. Or what. All right, so this has been working for a while. Not sure why it was filtered. Happy to look into it. I have automated the process of creating placeholder videos. So this is what I'm doing, and I'll kind of walk through the actual process in a bit. So I've automated the process of creating placeholder videos. Hours later. Wow. Okay. So describe the purpose of your Vimeo account. Recordings. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. Because that could have impact on things. So, anyway, this is actually going to have a major impact on this episode because I wanted to be able to do playback. 24 hours until Friday at 5. that's not too bad, actually. So I think, well, no, what am I? I think I'm premium. 24-hour support. Let me double check. So this might be a very short episode. Let's see, I'm Pro. So let's see what I can expect with Pro. 2 hours or less until, okay. Well, that might not be too bad, so hopefully I'll get something back. Anyway, I think I'm going to call it because this, I need to get this fixed, and whatever comes back from the Vimeo team on this, I just need to try to get this going as quickly as possible. But I can walk through some of the back end that I started to do that may have caused this issue. So if I go to our admin, one of the things that I've been working on is a non-canned backend system because it's been too rough working with this. So if I click into projects, this is sort of my really ugly looking interface, but it lets me work with things that in a more meaningful way for what I want to do. So here we have session 16. As you can see, the Vimeo is red because it didn't actually create that video. What it's been doing in the past is creating the Vimeo thing for me. So if I go to astrocast.tests, I'll find one of these, and it leaves it in a permanent uploading state. So I'm going to click the Vimeo link for this session, and we'll see that it's marked as uploading. So I couldn't find a better way to do this, but I wanted to be able to create the resource so I could do things like automatically upload the thumbnail right away, and then later save the information and replace the video. So that's what I've been doing. The end result is that it creates some of these uploaded things that just sort of sits there. I think that might be the problem that I have. So I'm going to delete these. So I've been creating, since the bot is actually driving this, the bot for the development environment is creating these videos, and then I'm not actually deleting them. So they look like they're being uploading for quite a while. But I've been doing this at least since, what was this? Probably mid-January. They may have just decided they didn't like it. So anyway, so I'm going to delete these videos and then wait for wait for the feedback that I get from the Vimeo team. So thank you all for joining. Hopefully they fix this sooner rather than later, and hopefully I don't have to find a different video hosting provider because that's going to be a pain. All right, well, thanks anyway. Supernova, if you're still there, thanks for joining. Have a great day.